8 real-life giants that never stopped growing. Sultan Kösen. Sultan Kösen is the tallest man alive, standing at 8 feet 3 inches. Sultan's disease is brought on by a pituitary tumor that has been connected to acromegaly and damages his pituitary gland. Sultan's growth rate was typical up until the age of 10, at which point he suddenly grew to a height of almost over 6 feet. Due to his obscenely tall stature and need for crutches, Sultan was unable to finish his studies. In 2010, since the tumor was buried so deep in Sultan's brain, doctors at the University of Virginia went ahead with a gamma knife technique, focusing radiation beams to remove the growth. Brahim Taqiyullah. At 8 feet 1 inches tall, Brahim Taqiyullah is second only to Mortaza Mirzad of Iran on the list of tallest living people. Taqiyullah was born in Morocco in 1982, and a tumor that damages his pituitary gland is what has given him his large size. The effects of the elevated amounts of human growth hormone caused by Taqiyullah's tumor are obvious to all. He can barely stand upright in the small flat he shares with his mother, and he has difficulty using a car. He also has to wear special shoes designed by his orthopedic podiatrist to help support his weight. Don Kohler. Don Kohler was a towering 8 feet 2 inches tall. Up until the age of 10, his growth was typical when it abruptly began to accelerate. From 1969 till his passing in 1981, he held the title of tallest man. When Kohler slept in hotel rooms, he had to combine 2 double beds, which was a nuisance. The 29-inch height disparity between Kohler and his twin sister set a Guinness World Record. Kohler's sister was just 5 feet 9 inches tall. He passed away at age 55 in Chicago from a cardiac issue. Vikasapal. Vikasapal led a brief life, and nothing is known about him, and his claim to be the tallest man is also debatable. Upal, who was born in the year 1986 in the Rohtak region of Haryana, never received a Guinness World Record certification. According to the Indian daily The Tribune, Upal was still growing when he was measured in his late teens, and he was 8 feet 3 inches tall. Although he was listed as 8 feet 9 inches some instances, the consensus is that he was actually 8 feet 3 inches tall. But on June 30, 2007, while Upal was undergoing surgery, physicians were unable to remove a brain tumor. Upal passed away as they attempted to do so. Bernard Coyne. Bernard A. Coyne was born in the Iowa town of Anthon in July 1897. He had unicoidal infantile gigantism, a very rare condition known as daddy longlegs syndrome. Coyne was 8 feet tall and 21 years old in 1918, according to his World War I registration card. Coyne was 8 feet 2 inches tall when he passed away in 1921, but he could have been as tall as 8 feet 4 inches. His life, however, was tragically cut short when he was in his early 20s. Edward Beaupre. Edward Beaupre, born in 1881, grew to an incredible height of 8 feet 3 inches, but when Edward turned 17 and discovered he could lift an 800-pound horse, he may have changed his mind. Edward's greatest accomplishments included lifting heavy horses and wrestling with Louis Cyr. Edward suffered from tuberculosis near the end of his life and felt weak and dizzy after his feats of strength. Doctors who examined Edward after he passed away discovered that he had a pituitary gland tumor. Doctors discovered that he had continued to grow until his demise at the age of 23. John F. Carroll. Born in 1932 Buffalo, John Carroll was referred to as the Buffalo Giant in medical journals. When he was 16, Carroll's impressive growth spurt kicked in, and it didn't stop until he passed away in 1969. At one point, Carroll reportedly grew 7 inches straight in a matter of months. Carroll was diagnosed with acromegalic gigantism and suffered a lot during his short life. Robert Wadlow. Robert Wadlow was dubbed the Giant of Illinois. Wadlow was the tallest confirmed person to have ever lived, standing at 8 feet 11 inches. Wadlow had pituitary gland hypertrophy, which caused him to produce massive amounts of the human growth hormone. Wadlow was 6 feet 2 inches tall and weighed 169 pounds by the age of 8, 77 kilograms. Doctors had no treatment for this type of hormonal imbalance at the time. Because of his unusual condition, Wadlow suffered from a number of ailments. He passed away in his sleep in July 1940, despite emergency surgery and blood